Hello and welcome to the Marin-Sonoma Shop Local podcast, where we highlight local businesses, their products, and their services so that you can make the informed choice of where to shop local next. I'm your host, Kyle Masterful, here today with the owner of Daniel Spain Massage and Bodywork, Daniel Spain. Daniel, thank you so much for hopping on today.
Thank you so much for having me. Glad to be here.
And I think Novato is well, I didn't say this, you are Novato based, and Novato is probably the most common business area that we've had on here so far. So
Great.
thank you to all of our Novato listeners who keep tuning in. So give us a little overview of what Daniel Spain Massage and Bodyworks provides.
So, I mainly provide massage therapy. That's my focus. And I also do Reiki, which is energy work. And then during COVID, I trained to do neurolinguistic programming and was trained in hypnotherapy as well. And instead of separating all of the trainings that I received, I actually put them all together in my practice. So when someone needs an additional level of release or a different level of a layer, I guess, then I will bring those into my practice.
For I'm going to speak for myself and say for those who don't know, what was the neurolinguistic? You
Oh,
take it from there.
yes. Neurolinguistic programming is basically a way of using language to shift pattern and behavior. And a lot of people use it in sales and like persuading people. But I like to use it in relation to what's happening in their body and looking at the pattern that's happening in the body, so that I can kind of work that way if I need to. But it's basically language based, and that's kind of like the short answer of what it is.
Okay. So you have a whole lot to offer there with everything you're providing within one session. Can you tell me a time when you were blown away by a client's reaction to the work that you had done?
Yeah, I actually was really blown away when this one woman who had scoliosis and had this surgery where she had a bunch of like pins put into her back. And after the first session I ever had with her, she just started sobbing. And I kind of didn't know what to do. I just said, "Are you okay? Everything going okay? Like, what's happening?" And she said, "This is the first time that I didn't have back pain. And I can't even remember when." So I started seeing her on a weekly basis, which was really great. And we worked together for a couple years before she moved away. But that was something that kind of blew me away, that it was like, whoa, okay, that was a reaction that I was not expecting. And it just made me feel really good that I was able to help her.
How long were you with her? Like, was that your first session? Were you with her for a few months that she was comfortable enough crying in front of you?
No, that was the first session, the first time I had ever met
Oh,
her,
wow.
and she was a very nice lady. I really liked her a lot. And yeah, so it was after the first session, and it was very, I don't I it was just fun, like not funny, but it just kind of took me by surprise.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
1 hour with somebody and they're sobbing in front of you, but
yeah,
that's pretty
yeah,
amazing
yeah.
that in one session you changed her life. I mean, the tears say it all.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Well, that is phenomenal. And can you tell me another client outcome, one that you really take some pride in working with, or pride in that outcome that has come from working with that client?
Yeah, there's another woman actually that I have known for about 2.5 years. And she finally came to me after I had talked to her about, she approached me. She said, "I have chronic neck pain. I have shoulder pain. It's adding a lot of stress to my body." So after 2 years of the first time I told her to come in, she came to me. And after session one, she said her pain was down 50%. And I said, "Oh my God, that's great. Let's wait to see what happens with the second and the third session." And she said each time she came to see me, that the pain just went down every time and she was able to sleep a little bit better. And she said that it lasted about 3 to 4 days, like the massage session lasted that long. So that was really good feedback for me to hear. And I just ran into her the other day and she was telling me, ever since I saw you, I've been taking good care of myself. I bought myself new pillows, and she actually had her hair done. She looked like a new person. So it was really great because I feel like she's choosing to take way better care of herself now, and it really is showing. So that was kind of fun for me to see and run into her.
Absolutely. You had a few sessions, and that made her, I opened her eyes really working with you that if she took ownership of herself, that she'd be able to live more comfortably. And you said she bought new pillows. Was that at your, um,
Yes, we had
got
talked about, because I have pillows that I probably should discard and buy new ones. And so we were having a pillow talk, as you may say. And she was saying, I've had mine for over 40 years. And I said, I think it might be time to try and get some new pillows here. So yeah, she went out and bought some, and she said that it really helped her sleep and helped her position feel better as she slept as well. So yeah.
now were you, for those of you that don't know, Daniel used to do All Mobile. Now he has his location in Novato. At that time, was this someone that you were seeing in her home that you were able to see her bed and say, hey, these look like these should change? Or was it in a facility and you kind of just made that call from seeing her?
Yeah, it was in my new space that I saw her, and I just said, I think it might be time. After 40 years, those pillows probably aren't supporting you anymore. So yeah, time to do it. So, and then I said, you know what, I should probably take my own advice and do that as well, which I still have not, but yeah, I'm getting there.
Well, as practitioners, I think we worry about our clients first before we worry about ourselves.
That's very true. Yes.
Something that's not great to put out there, but it's often the truth. They take up our time and they take up lots of our thoughts, wondering if they're okay. And I
Yes,
know clearly from your pillow talk, you are in
absolutely.
that realm as well.
Yes, yes. Always want my clients to. And going back to what you were saying, yes, I do like to do that with my clients. Like, you know, just a reminder that you're actually in charge of choosing whether you want to do more self care. And so, yeah, it's really, I love being able to empower them to make that choice for themselves.
So that's a lot more than just a massage. So you've talked about pain more than anything. Are clients with pain the best fit for you?
Yeah, I do like to work with people with chronic pain just because as I do and see them getting better, it really validates the work that I'm doing and it makes me feel good. It makes them feel good. So, yeah, I have been focusing a lot on people that are proactive about preventative health and pain management. So, people that are, kind of fed up with it and don't want to deal with it anymore. Um, but yeah, I also work with people with symptoms of stress, anxiety, and overwhelm, which is a lot of people right now. So yeah, I like to work in both those realms just to add some relief to people.
And as you talked about as we first started, you have a few different things you bring into the session depending on what that client needs. And you're certified in different areas or specialize in different areas. So, what about these different, I'll say specializations, but you can correct me if I'm wrong in saying that. How
Mhm.
do they set you apart from other massage therapists?
Uh, let's see. It really sets me apart that I have multiple different modalities that I bring in. Um, just because I feel like everything that I do with my clients is a do with process. instead of something that is done to them and they're kind of out of control of it, I put them in control and remind them that they're kind of in charge of what's happening or what I'm doing. And so I work with the client instead of working on the client or, you know, just manually massaging them. So I think that really sets me apart from other people because I've never heard a massage therapist talk about that to me before. So yeah, it's something that I like to do is just do with processes.
And that showed with our pillow talk in that it wasn't just let me go and give you the massage. It was here's something you could do to keep yourself out of that pain. So you're giving them a little more beyond just the massage to help them move forward. And it's with or without you there, you're leaving them in a better spot, which is phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, and every time, everybody in the world is different and so each session looks different. So some people come in for specific things and um but usually what I do is I give people homework or I give them things to do on their own to make sure that they are following, their own self-care thing. And self-care looks different to a bunch of different people. So, yeah, I kind of work with whoever I'm working with on an individual basis and customize it to them, basically.
You do a lot for your clients, and it must have gained you some recognition at some point. I did see that you most recently were the Micro Business of the Year winner from the Novato Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Is I congratulations first and foremost on that accolade.
Thank
And is that joining a trophy case for you? Has your business won any other accolades aside from that?
Let's see. Not That's the biggest one that I have received, which I was so overwhelmed and so blown away that because I just thought it was, you get a little thing to hang up that says micro business of the year. No, it's recognition from, you know, California, it's recognition from the city, it's getting the key to the city, so it was a really big deal. So it was a little overwhelming, but I was so grateful and happy that I was recognized in that way, so that was really wonderful.
That's phenomenal. And all that hard work pays off, and all that attention to your clients and getting that good reputation that you have pays off.
Absolutely, yeah. So that, yeah, it was very validating, and yeah, like you said, like all that hard work that I've been putting in, it finally feels like it's paying off, and yeah, it's just great.
And how long have you been in your location in Nevada, and where is it located?
Yeah, I have been there for, I think it's been 6 months now, and it's located off of Center Road in Novato. And it's actually attached to the gym Body Kinetics. There's like a little hallway with a bunch of suites down there, and I'm right there in Suite 15.
Okay, and have you been getting clients from Body Kinetics? So for those, maybe not those in pain, but those weightlifters that are like, I'm just a little sore, how are you able to work with them and have a good relationship with that business?
Yeah, so I actually have received a couple of clients, and that was just by going to a couple of the classes that were there. And I was just going to a class and then someone was talking about their shoulder and I was asking them questions and they said, "You're asking a lot of questions about this." And I said, "Oh yeah, I actually work right next door here and I'm a massage therapist and and they said, "Oh my god. Okay, I need to come to you and I'm going to bring my friend too." And so it was kind of funny. It just kind of happened organically. So yeah, it's really great to just be around and be talking with people. Everyone is really friendly at that gym, so it's really nice to just, have a conversation and have it be an organic thing.
Well, that's a good thing on you to be able to go into a class and just on the spot you hear something, you ask the right questions, and you make a good impression
Yeah,
to someone you don't even know. And I, they didn't approach you, you heard something, and you piqued their interest enough, and you built trust with them within a matter of probably 30 seconds before the class started
right.
to have them say, you know what, I trust this guy. Let's give him a shot.
Yeah. So that was pretty neat. Yeah, and yeah, it's yeah. Thank you. That's great. It was really great.
And before we move on, you've talked about a ton of clients, a ton of your awards, things that you've done. What's the best compliment a client has ever given you?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, honestly, the best compliments are when clients refer other people to me, because it makes me feel like the work that I'm doing with them is important to them. It adds value to my relationship with them because they trust me enough to refer someone that they know to me. So I feel like those are the best compliments is when, you know, they say, "Oh, so and so said that you're great," or "So and so had this experience with you. Now I'm here and I'm ready for my session." So I think those are the best compliments for me, at least.
And have you ever had a time where somebody was referred to you and they're like, so and so said this about you, and you were like, really? They said that, where it took you off guard?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a certain time, but I mean, it's usually good things, or they wouldn't be coming to me if it wasn't good things. But yeah, there's some people that are like, "Ah, that's the best massage I've ever had in the entire universe," and it's like, I don't know about that, but okay, yeah, you know, something like that where you just hear something that's funny that may not be particularly true 100%, but yeah, it's kind of funny.
You gave me a flashback to a time a company I used to work for, the CEO got a message from a client that said, Kyle changed my life, the way I go about my training, he deserves a raise. And my CEO showed me this email, and I'm like, he doesn't say anything.
Oh my
Like,
gosh,
it's so
that's
quiet. He doesn't
amazing.
say much. I don't get feedback. We just go through it. I give him as much information as I can for his workouts, for his running,
Yeah,
and that was how he felt. So that's what sparked that question, was that I thought of that guy, that I was like, I didn't know he felt this way at all.
yeah.
We just keep going, so I figure he's okay with it. He never gives me any real feedback.
Yeah, it is really funny when you don't hear anything and then all of a sudden they do say something that is like, "Oh, okay, that's really great. Thank you." Cuz I actually really encourage my clients to give me feedback because that's how I get better. So, I
Mhm.
don't want someone to not tell me when something is negative or hey, that wasn't that great, or hey, I'm actually still in pain and it's worse, or whatever it has to be. So yeah, I really encourage my clients to give me the feedback so that I can get better.
And that's got to be pretty welcoming for anyone listening here, that they don't have to just sit there and take it, so to speak, that
Absolutely.
no, if this isn't feeling better, we have to find a way. And you're willing to find that way. There's not the ego involved. It's
Yeah,
you're working for them to make them better. So I think that's great that their best interests are coming first. It's not just provide the service and run. It's we're
yeah,
both going to get better here, even if it's not the most comfortable for us to talk about.
absolutely. And I actually like to build relationships with other massage therapists just so I can refer out if I need to as well. Or, hey, maybe massage therapy isn't for you. I think this actually would be better, maybe like chiropractic or acupuncture or, going to a yoga or Pilates class, like something like that where I kind of like to see where I can help them. And yeah, because it's all about helping them. I want to make sure, even if it's not me, I'm going to find a way to help them and not just say, okay, well, I didn't help you. Sorry. Go find someone else. It's like, no, I can actually send you a couple places where I think that it would be really beneficial for you to do.
And that's what I love about the local business community, and
Yeah.
especially small business community, is that we always try to look, if we can't, who do we know that can? And I think that's what's different, especially around our area. I think the businesses are all pretty friendly.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we've had a bunch on this podcast, and everyone's willing to help. And you're just another part of that, someone that's looking to help, whether or not it's you or another business that you're going to be able to refer to for them to help.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, being a local Novato based business, We're going to move on to our local rapid fire part where I ask you some questions about your favorite spots and things to do in Novato.
All
And
right.
this round of local rapid fire is presented by Sonoma Marin Senior Fitness, the North Bay's premier service providing specialized personal training geared toward our Marin and Sonoma County seniors in the comfort of your own home. That's right, they send a certified specialist to your Marin or Sonoma County home to implement best in class personal training programs and instruction. Visit snowmarinseniorfitness.com to book your first session today to stay active and live vibrantly. So we're going to get started here, and everyone has troubles with these games because they want to pick multiple things, shout out a bunch of people, and it's awesome that everyone has a struggle of naming their favorite things in their city. So
Okay.
to start, what is your favorite place to eat? In Novato, could be breakfast, lunch, dinner, or even a coffee spot.
Ooh, good question. I'm gonna have to go with Bacon on Grant Avenue. They have great breakfast. Every time I go there, it is so good. The owner, I cannot remember his name right now. Oh no. But he always comes out and asks, "How is the food?" And it's always 100% amazing every time. So I've never had a bad breakfast there.
Love it. It's awesome hearing people talk about, especially the restaurants. People get giddy for those more than anything,
Oh yeah.
and it's like you would think they work for the business the way they talk about it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll see if I could get you an endorsement deal with Bacon.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I love them. They're so great. So such friendly staff as well. Everyone is so sweet there.
What is your favorite view in Novato?
Oh, my favorite view in Novato. You know, the top of Mount Burdell is really impressive. There's a trail actually that you can take, and it actually winds up the side of the mountain. And when you get to the top, you're overlooking all of Novato. You can see on a clear day, you can see like San Francisco Bay, like everything. So it's pretty amazing up there if you've never been up there.
For our listeners, where is that spot?
Mount Burdell, there's multiple trails actually that you can get to. There's one actually if you're driving by the SMART train that is uh, what is that? The San Marin, I guess, area. Um, I forget. There's like a little road up there, and then you just go up there and park, and there's a trail to get up the mountain. And that's the one I was talking about with like impressive views on the way up. And then when you get up there, it's like, oh, wow, it's so neat up here. So, yeah.
I, in the Bay Area, there's always multiple spots where you can get to, you know, XYZ trail, and so that's why I asked, because which one is the one? So thank you for providing that. Although we couldn't
Yeah.
think of the name, but
I know. I'm
someone is
sorry. I'm so
definitely going
bad
to.
with names. My friend would know immediately because his dad used to work for uh, the Parks and Rec. Um, so they know like trail names and how to get there and secret ways to get there and all that stuff. So I should have asked him what the name of it is.
You're fine. I had a client ask me about a trail that I take my dog to because she's like, I'm going to take my dog there too. And she goes, which entrance do you go to? And I'm like, oh, it's the one that sounds like a Mexican dish. And she right away knew what I was talking about.
Oh
She's
my
like, all
gosh,
right, that entrance.
that's great.
All right. What is your favorite event or festival in Novato?
Ooh, gotta be the Novato Art and Wine Festival. Very fun. Always run into some great people. They have live music. You can walk around with your wine or beer and just, see a lot of what's happening in Novato. It's just a great festival. It's a lot of fun. So I think that's my favorite.
I agree. I think every single guest based in Novato has answered that question the exact same way.
I
So it
mean,
must be pretty good.
oh yeah, it is amazing. I mean, if you've never been, you got to get there. Especially, yeah, this year I think is going to be really fun too.
And other than your own business, what is your favorite Novato based business?
My favorite Novato based business. Well, I mean, one that I frequent a lot is Dr. Heidi Nielsen. She is an acupuncturist. She's in the Tongbu Wellness Center in on Grant Avenue. She's amazing. I would, yeah, I would like to shout out to her for that.
Okay. And what's something you haven't done in Novato that's on your list of things to do?
Oh, let's see. I've never played a game of golf in Novato. There's a golf course here in Novato, and I've never played a game. I think it might be kind of fun.
Well, I know there's plenty of people who would take you up on that. So
Yes, I can
maybe
think of
come
people
to,
right now. Yeah.
we're both small businesses, maybe go to the latest networking events that are out there.
Yeah.
You could find someone that's going to be happy to do business with you. Maybe a Novato Chamber of Commerce mixer that's coming up in a few weeks.
Yes, absolutely.
There we go.
Yep.
So, where can our listeners find you after this podcast?
I am on Instagram and my handle is Daniel underscore Spain underscore body coach or bodywork underscore coach. And then website is danthehealer.com. And my email is dan@danthehealer.com.
Great. Any events that are coming up that you'll maybe be working, or any pop ups, anything like that?
Let's see. Well, I'm doing a special Valentine's Day couples massage with my friend Crystal, who is my old coworker from the St. Regis in San Francisco. And her and I are offering couples massage the week of Valentine's Day only. So that's pretty exciting because I never get to do anything. Well, I used to have a lot of coworkers and I miss them. So to be with one of my old coworkers and one of my favorite ones, it's just going to be so much fun. So we're really excited about that.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That's got to be a big hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And this podcast is all about highlighting local Marin and Sonoma County businesses. I know I asked you your favorite business other than yours in Novato, but do you have one business anywhere in Marin or Sonoma County that you think deserves an extra shout out for the work that they do?
I think Shelly Dorsers from Shell's Bells Jewelry deserves an extra shout out just because she is all over the place. She does pop ups everywhere. She has taken her business to a whole other level. She actually paved the way for me to get to Micro Business of the Year. So I feel like she really deserves a lot of admiration and attention because she is so inspiring seeing what she does with her business. It's great.
Well, she sounds amazing. And I know I have seen her set up at events that I've been to
It's
where one
incredible.
woman she brings a whole jewelry shop with her. It's
Yes.
amazing what she
She has
does.
the
And
lighting and everything. It's beautiful. It's
it
just a
is.
really impressive setup.
And her charisma can't be beat.
Not at all. No. There is no one like Shell's Bells.
No. And last question, is there anything you'd like to add before we sign off from here today?
Let's see. I don't think there's anything I need to add. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about some things that's going on with me.
It's been a pleasure having you, and we'll be sure to put your contact info in the post that we put up after this. So, with that, I'm Kyle Mashable, your host, signing off with Daniel Spain, and we will see you here next time.